Hey, listen, there's a lot of stuff going on in the world right now. Let's take a breath, let's relax, and let's rate some Boros equipment commanders. You know, currently there's about a dozen Boros equipment commanders, and we need a very serious rating scale to determine empirically which ones are best. I've been experimenting with a deck that has interchangeable Boros equipment commanders, because they're all pretty good. Now, there are other Boros legends that play nice with equipment, but the criteria for this video is that they need to specifically name equipment in their text or equipped or some variation thereof. Yeah, these videos are a lot of fun to make. I get to make jokes, I get to pretend I'm incredibly charismatic and smart, you know, where in real life I'm just a mutant. But you gotta subscribe to the channel, and if you're feeling spicy, feel free to buy me a coffee at the link in the description. Let's get to it. Let's start right at the new set with Cass, Hand of Vengeance. 2 red and a white for a legendary creature, human ranger. It's a 4/3 with vigilance. Whenever Cass or another creature you control dies, if it was enchanted or equipped, return any number of aura cards that were attached to it from your graveyard to the battlefield attached to the target creature, and attach any number of equipment that were attached to it to that creature. Now, this is a beautiful lady, some kind of detective. You know, she's doing detective work with a 2-headed cow. That's some Scooby-Doo level of detective work, dude, and I'm actually really supportive of animals, whether they be mutant or regular animals, getting more involved in the criminal justice system. That said, this card isn't bad. I think this needs more of a build around. You want creatures to be dying, which is a deck all its own. You know, most decks don't want your creatures to die. You want your equipped creatures banging in and making stuff happen. Based on the art and the mechanics, I rate this card a very serious 4 cow heads out of a potential 10. Oh, here we go, dude. Akiri Fearless Voyager, 1 red and a white for a legendary creature, Dwarf Warrior. It's a 3/3. Whenever you attack a player with 1 or more equipped creatures, you draw a card. Has white, you may unattach equipment from a creature you control. If you do, tap that creature and it gains indestructible until end of turn. No angel bars are sent. Emeria waits above. Now, this is another beautiful lady, a core lady. So core ladies have white skin and hair. Basically, they're just pale humanoids. Core actually featured pretty heavily in the early storylines after the Wrathy overlay, the plane merging event, brought them to Dominaria. But that's a rabbit hole we shall not enter. In any case, this is an excellent 3-mana payoff in the command zone for playing equipment. You can potentially stack up 3 draw triggers if you attack 3 different players. Kiri's pretty strong, but I don't understand how you're going to dance up the side of a floating Hedron with a bunch of loose hooks, dude. She has 5 hooks in this art, they're all akimbo. Now, I'm no doctor, but I think any emergency room physician can attest that even 1 loose hook can land you in a stretcher, brother. And I will allow for magical control of multiple hooks. I would suggest a helmet, you know, rate this card an 8 out of 10 on the loose hook scale. Now, this guy wears a helmet for safety, Brunor Battle Hammer. 2 red and a white for a legendary creature, Dwarf Warrior. It's a 5/3. Each creature you control gets +2/+0 for each equipment attached to it. You may pay 0 rather than the equip cost of the first equip ability you activate each turn. Dwarfs have been around in classic fantasy for like 100 years and are really just Scottish in origin. Tolkien had a thing about Scottish miners, dude. That's the scuttlebutt in Tolkien gossip circles. Anyways, this fella's doing it right. He's got 5 power, which is decent for a Voltron commander, and pumps power even further with his first ability. The ability to cheat equip cost is key in these decks. You know, making Caldra complete cost 0 to equip is pretty diesel, man. That's the power of dwarves made manifest. Rated on the Scottish Beard scale, Brunor is another 8 out of 10. Uh-oh, I think there's an angel hiding in the shadows here. Tiana, Ship's Caretaker, is 3 red and a white for a legendary creature, Angel Artificer. It's a 3/3 with flying at first strike. Whenever an aura or equipment you control is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, you may return that card to its owner's hand at the beginning of the next end step. I love the flavor on this thing. This angel wants to get a little greasy in the guts of the Weatherlight. She'll oil up the gear, she'll tighten the bolts, buddy, but she's still an angel. Alright, treat her with respect. So this is more of an aura commander. Nothing makes you sadder than your enchanted creature getting blown up with all those auras going back to the graveyard. At least with Tiana, you get them back. Well, with equipment, they stick on the battlefield anyway. The flying and first strike is pretty nice on an equipment commander. I give this lady a greasy 5 screws out of 10, man. I'm sorry, Angel Lady. Look at this swaggy dwarf, Rayav the Mastersmith. This guy's a red and a white for a legendary creature, Dwarf Artificer. It's a 2/2. Whenever a creature you control that's enchanted or equipped attacks, that creature gains double strike until end of turn. There's always room for improvement. That's how I imagine he talks, I don't know. Wait 1 second, dude. This is a dwarf of an entirely different flavor. This guy's got monocles, he's got sweet golden adornments. Takes 6 gnomes 4 hours to style that beard. I know, man, I used to have a similar style. Got stuck in a blender. That was the end of that beard. Rayab is interesting. 2 mana for an intense buff, man. But your deck has to be pretty aggressive. You're going to be attacking with other little attack creatures, man, because this guy's only a 2/2. It's a solid 7 out of 10. I think he needs to get in the gym. Power up, dude. Be like Brunor. Uh-oh, here he comes. Wyleth, Soul of Steel. 1 red and a white for a legendary creature, human warrior. It's a 2/2 with trample. Whenever this guy attacks, draw a card for each aura and equipment attached to it, man. 2 things a warrior needs: a strong sword and a strong will, dude. This guy used to date a Kiri, but it got really awkward when they showed up to a Hedron party with the same haircut. That said, I really like this guy's style, man. He's all sword. Look at that flavor text, man. They shall know me by the size of my sword. I gotta respect his tricep game as well as glowing orbs, man. Very chic. There is no ambiguity in this deck. This fella wants to be suited up and swinging. That's it. He's got native trample, but can't cheat equip cost, but he can draw a nice grip of cards, man. That's value, brother. Wyleth is one of the best. Solid 8 out of 10 two-handers. Then we have Astor, Bearer of Blades, 2 red and a white for a legendary creature, human warrior. It's a 4/4. When this guy enters the battlefield, look at the top 7 cards of your library. You may reveal an equipment or vehicle card from among them, put it into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. Equipment you control have equip 1, vehicles have crew 1. This fella has very white skin, but he's not a core, dude. He's just a boar. I mean, look at him, he's just sitting there. I do like his drip though. Asymmetrical armor has been pretty hot on the runways of Dominaria since the mending, dude. This guy has been around. It's actually Rada's grandpa. So he enters, you get a card that's great, but the real meat is those last 2 abilities. Cheating equip cost is basically the best thing ever, man. The vehicle thing is pretty nice too, but that's a different deck. Now as a 4/4, he's not bad, but he's got no evasion. This guy can barely be bothered to stand up in the art, man. Of course he's a naked 4/4. Anyways, nice mechanics, nice strong budget commander that's cheating equip cost. Put in those low cost, high equip cost cards like Colossus Hammer and you're golden. Pop a squat with this class act, man. I give him a 7 out of 10. Now we're going to talk about Jor Cain, but I have to pause here to highlight the old art from Jor Cain's first card, the Silver Fox. Eyes wide shut, Richard Gere lookalike. Is a damn beautiful man with a flaming sword in the night, dude. This guy invented Hex Gold, brother. Hex Gold. You didn't even invent Quad Gold, and this guy is out there ginning up Hex Gold. So Jor Cain, first Gold Warden. This guy's red and a white. Legendary creature, human rebel. It's a 2/2 with trample. Whenever he attacks, he gets +X until end of turn, where X is the number of equipped creatures you control. Then if his power is 4 or greater, draw a card. Anyways, man, getting this to 4 power is pretty easy with 1 power boosting equipment. This iteration of Jor Cain wants a go-wide strategy to beef him up, but that native trample on a 2-mana commander means he's a decent fella to just suit up and bang in. I love this guy, man. 9 out of 10 Hex Gold halberds. Alright, man, here's one for you Lord of the Rings fans. We have Merry, Esquire of Rohan. He's 1 red and a white for a legendary creature, Halfling Knight. It's a 2/2 with haste. This guy has first strike as long as it's equipped. Whenever you attack with this guy and another legendary creature, draw a card. Huh, no helmet, right, dude? Sure, charge into battle, don't protect your sensory organs. Okay, dude. Honestly, man, they should have centered the art on the horse. Give him a card, dude. Chuckles, Horse of Bravery. The card itself is not bad. These legendary matters cards can be a little tough to set up. You need like 4 cards on the field to get all the payoffs. That said, he does have haste, so it's pretty decent in the 99 of a Boros equipment deck. This guy gets 3 out of 10 horse helmets, which is the name that the ladies of community college gave me freshman year. The old horse helmet. Oh, then we come to Niiri, Forged in Fury, 4 red and a white for a legendary creature, core artificer. It's a 5/4 with affinity for equipment. Whenever an equipped creature you control attacks, exile the top card of your library. You may play that card this turn. You may cast equipment spells this way without paying their mana costs, you idiot. Okay, last, certainly not least, is the legendary creature version of a hot, furious, desparked planeswalker. She's still got that magic. She's mad. She's got girl power raining swords into her ex-boyfriend's lifted pickup truck. She knows she's got a bad picker, you know? She probably needs therapy. This affinity ability makes her super cheap for a 5/4. She's never going to cost 6 mana if you build your deck right. This rewards top deck manipulation too. Cheats out cards in an equipment dense deck whenever your equipped creature's a bang in. And you can play lands if you need one, so remember that as you start exiling cards. This iteration of Niiri is very powerful. 5/4 is a decent bearer of equipment and can make for a powerful threat. As an equipment commander, this is a 9 out of 10. Fantastic card. Alright, so that's an even 10 Boros equipment commanders, and the great thing is that basically all of them go in each other's decks. Top 3 are probably Wyleth, Niiri, and Akiri, man. You can slap them in the command zone, you're ready to rock, dude. Astor is pretty good too. Swap them out as boredom dictates, you know? Could be a lot of fun for you bros. I hope you enjoyed. There's literally 6 inches of snow out there right now, and it's almost April, man, and that's crazy, dude. That's global warming, brother. That's not better, Commander. Nicky G, signing off.